Kia ora, kamusta? My name is Veronica and welcome to another live video. If there is a lag with the visual or the frame just freezes, stay with me. As long as you have audio, there will be value in this today's discussion. All right. So, our topic today, how to be a nurse in New Zealand. If you are joining this live stream, then let me know where you are based right now. Maybe leave the emoji of the flag where you're in right now. Please write it in the chat. If it is a preview of the step-by-step process on how to become a registered nurse. So if you are an IQN, if you are an internationally qualified nurse. So by the way, internationally qualified nurses, you may apply to become a registered nurse as a nurse in New Zealand if you are currently registered with an overseas regulatory authority and meet nursing council requirements. So that means wherever you are right now, say you are once, you can apply if you meet the requirements. Okay. And then there are two steps. So number one is to verify your documents with CGFNS. And number two is to apply to Nursing Council to become registered. Now, there are some updates, some changes within those two steps. So we'll have a quick look shortly. Are now here. So first thing that you have to know about, I guess, if this is the first time you're hearing about internationally qualified nurses and becoming a nurse. If you are an internationally qualified nurse who wish to practice in New Zealand, you must first apply to the Credentials Verification Service. By the way, just very quickly, if you are a you would be the CGFNS you get a chance, just look at the playlist. A source of information would still be the Nursing Council of New Zealand website. Please have a look at CGFNS website. This is for pure entertainment purposes only. I share my experience and the people that I talked to in the last 4 years doing YouTube. So it's all, I guess, additional anecdote which hopefully can help your application. But the best point of reference would be to check the government website. All right. So if you type Nursing Council of New Zealand, you'll see the homepage, and you just go to the tab which says I want to be a nurse in New Zealand. You'll be given options there. So obviously go for registration for international nurses, and when you go to the IQN section, they will give you lots of information as well on the step-by-step application process and of the changes, which we'll discuss now. By the way, if you are a nurse with a current practicing certificate in Australia, you don't have to go through this step-by-step process because of Trans-Tasman application. I have created videos about that as well, and I'll leave the link to that in the description box below. Okay. So again, we talked about how to become a nurse in New Zealand if you are an internationally qualified nurse. So for example, you are a registered nurse in the Philippines, you have your Philippines registration license. So there are 2 steps to follow. You have to submit your documents with CGFNS, verifies the authenticity of your documents. And then step number 2 is applying to Nursing Council to become registered. So verify your documents with CGFNS. We've gone through all of these discussion in detail in my other videos, so please have a look at that. But just a recap, so the documents that you need to get would be your identity documents, your employment history, education history, your license, which in this case will be from PRC, and then English language test. Now, within the CGFNS verification process, as you know, medyo madugo ito ha. Medyo, it takes some effort. So, just make sure that when you do create your account with CGFNS, that you are awake and alert and that you're not too tired, because once you create your CGFNS account, whatever information you give will be taken automatically to populate the forms. And at the moment, it's really difficult to make any changes with the forms once you click OK and it's already grayed out. You may have experience that you've tried to call them or even though you've raised a ticket. So I think my piece of advice would be, as you are creating your account with CGFNS, just take it slowly, take your time, read it as much as you can before you hit save. But like I said, we've already talked about CGFNS in my other videos, but just a recap. Within CGFNS, make sure it is the application for New Zealand. You will be asked to create an account, and then in the dashboard, you can pay for the service of CVSNZ, and then you are given 12 months to provide all of the required documents. Okay. By the way, let me just quickly go to the live chat, see if anyone is there. Hello. I hope it's streaming well. I always get anxious with this live. Next slide. So by the way, if you are interested, we have a Tagalog group chat. Feel free to join. We also have a Facebook group, How to New Zealand Nurses Essentials. And we also have Pinoy nurses in New Zealand to Australia. Because whatever I am vlogging in my YouTube account, I think it's basically based on my experience, you know, becoming a registered nurse from the Philippines to New Zealand, living in New Zealand for the last 10, 11 years, and then moving to Australia eventually with my family. You must provide a declaration to CGFNS that you have practiced nursing for at least 1,800 hours. So I think in the past it was 2,500 hours, but now it's 1,800 hours. And actually, let me just have a quick look with my notes as well. And then this one, not so much as a new thing, but it was introduced last year. So in case you're not aware, within the English proficiency, the writing band score required has been lowered. So for OET, the requirement is you must achieve a minimum score of 350 for reading, listening, and speaking, and a minimum score of 300 for writing. Kasi in the past, it was all 350 for all subtests. Now, similar thing for IELTS academic. Again, it has to be academic. You must achieve a minimum score of 7 for reading, listening, and speaking, and a minimum score of 6.5 for writing. But I have talked all about the English language update last year. So there's a video there if you want to have a quick look. Okay. Let me just try and type something on my employment history and application. Again, this will depend on how fast you can submit all of the requirements. So it's totally up to you. So it depends if you have to retake your English test. It depends if it takes a while for your employer to complete the forms or for your education facility to complete the forms. But ideally, within 12 months, you have completed all of the requirements. You have the CGFNS have reviewed your documents, and then they will actually give you a report. And this report will, if you are happy, will be sent to Nursing Council of New Zealand, and then you will receive an email from Nursing Council New Zealand giving you instruction on how to proceed forward with your application. And you can access all of that information through your My IQN account within the Nursing Council website. Okay, so what's new in this step? So once Nursing Council have received the report from CGFNS, then you will be asked to complete a Welcome to Aotearoa New Zealand online courses to introduce you to culturally safe nursing practice in New Zealand. So Module 1 is Na Paerewa Teteriti module, and then the second online one is Foundations and Cultural Competence. So this is applicable for all NZRN applicants, that you have to complete this online module. Feedback that I've had so far, they found it relatively straightforward, so it's not difficult to complete. So most of the people that I talked to, they said it was actually quite good to do the online courses, and it did a long time. So that's that. And then the new thing as well, once your application is now reviewed by Nursing Council, you will have to complete a competence assessment. However, this time, it does not refer to the traditional competence assessment program, but rather, you will be asked to complete a theoretical exam online to test your nursing knowledge, and is taken overseas or in New Zealand and at the Nursing Council accredited exam center, and to complete an OSCE objective structured clinical exam. This is a 2-day orientation and preparation program followed by a 3-hour OSCE exam, and this is taken in person in New Zealand at an accredited examination center. So for other applicants who have researched, I guess, on how to become a registered nurse in UK, I kind of feel like it follows a similar format where you have, is it CBT, computer-based test ba yan siya? So parang it follows the same format wherein you will have to do a theoretical first, and then you have to complete an OSCE in that country specifically. So in this case, New Zealand. I haven't heard much about this because, like I said, the change is relatively new. If you are undergoing this process, then please by all means join our Discord channel or join our Facebook group. Would love to hear what your experience is about, and you'll probably find other applicants this year as well. So that's that. And then just a disclaimer, when I was going through the information, I think for nurses who have a current registration and are currently practicing in UK, Ireland, Singapore, British Columbia, and United States of America, they can still be exempted from this 2.2. Like similarly at the moment, they don't really have to complete CAP. It's more of a direct registration. But as with anything, the discretion obviously lies, it depends on what the Nursing Council reviewer or manager would recommend. So obviously you still have to wait for that recommendation. But according to the website, there are some nurses who may be exempted from completing 2.2 or the competence assessment. Okay, all else going well. 2.3 is fitness to practice check. So all applicants undergo an international criminal history check by Fit to Work, which is an external company. You would actually be given instructions instructions by the nursing council anyway, and just have to pay for that. I think from memory, I had to pay each country where I stayed, if I'm not mistaken, in the last 10 years or something like that. All right. Oh, by the way, thank you to the people who have bothered. Meron akong 3 subscribers. Thank you so much for these 3 people who have bought me a coffee. Really appreciate that. And if you are enjoying this video, please hit subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you will know when I upload new videos just like this one. And if you want to support the channel, click that super thanks icon at the bottom of this video, or simply buy me a coffee by clicking the link below. And that link is www.buymeacoffee.com/binibiningver. Alternatively, a big thumbs up also goes a long way. Salamat po. O, diba? May paano ko. Meron akong promotion. Okay. Makikitype. Do here at YouTube. Baka kailangan ko na ng bagong mouse. Okay. Transition phase. Oh, okay. I really need to read this part, so bear with me. So for registered nurses who applied to the council before December 4, 2023, you may be required to complete a competence assessment program. So the council is, okay, so I think this is just giving way to the registered nurses who have applied before December 4, 2023. So just letting you know that the competence assessment program may still be available for those registered nurses who applied to the Nursing Council, not CGFNS, to the Nursing Council before December 4, 2023. And just know that there will be a transition phase where the council runs both the existing system of competence assessment program and the competence examination process. It is anticipated this transition will last to 2024 and into 2025. And there's more information in the Nursing Council website. By the way, for enrolled nurses, the council is developing a dedicated pathway to registration for enrolled nurses, and until that is in place, ENs can continue to apply under the existing competence assessment system. I think an example that I can give in